So hi everybody and welcome to Thankful Thursday. I'm Ashley Lynn Caputo with Unwind the Mind, Hypnosis and Wellness, and I'm here with Amy.
Hi, and I'm Amy with Yoga with Amy Fior.
Yay, so it's been a while since we've been able to both meet at the appropriate time for y'all, and we're excited to be back together again. So for today's topic, we decided that we're going to be speaking about yoga for releasing tension from the neck and shoulders. So last week we talked about yoga for a healthy lower back, and so we're all kind of in that zoom mode right now. Same kind of thing going on, not good for neck and back. So that being said, we're going to use our cassia oil by doTERRA. We've got that on. It's a lovely cinnamon kind of refreshing scent here. And we're going to come to our seated position. It's going to be a pretty gentle practice, but seated however you're comfortable. And to begin, we're going to bring our middle finger to touch our thumb and rest the hands back on the backs of the legs. Lengthening up through your spine. If it's comfortable, you can either soften your gaze or close your eyes completely. And we'll begin our yogic three-part breath. So if you're a yogi, it's Dirga breathing. If not, you're just going to do diaphragmatic breathing. You're going to inhale, fill your belly, your ribs all the way up to your collarbones, and then on the exhale, reverse the direction. Draw your navel muscles slightly in, slightly up. Just continuing for a few rounds, feeling the ribs expand, the belly expand, and then flatten. Everything's moving. And as you continue to breathe here, I'm going to continue to talk, and you'll know that this hand position in yoga is known as Akasha Mudra, which is the gesture for activating the space element. By holding this hand position or mudra in yoga, we're helping to open and balance the fifth chakra, or Vishuddha, the throat, which is our center of spiritual purification. It's also helping to allow the breath to move into the throat and the neck. It stimulates the thyroid gland, good for immunity. And it's going to aid us in softening the muscles of the neck and the shoulders and the jaw. This assists us in expanding intuition and opening up to new ideas. So if you like, you can repeat the following mantra silently to yourself. Centered in spaciousness, I embrace the infinite possibilities the universe provides. Centered in spaciousness, I embrace the infinite possibilities the universe provides. Brian Tracy said there are no limits to what you can accomplish except the limits you place on your own thinking. And isn't it interesting, I wonder if you already know, we were born with incredible imaginations that society taught us to temper. Yet do you remember how everything seemed possible when you were a child? Perhaps you didn't have all the answers, but certainly anything did seem possible, did it not? You know, there's a book title, something like, All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Well, I haven't read it in its entirety. The title itself makes a great point. You are capable of so much more than you probably give yourself credit for. Truly, you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. It is only our beliefs that interfere with our dreams. Change your beliefs to the wonder and possibilities you had as a child and watch as difficulties simply slip away, allowing everything to become easy and automatic. And so I'd like to invite you to breathe into what you would like to accomplish if anything were indeed possible. Because if you can imagine it, it really is possible, is it not? Just taking a few breaths here, enjoying those dreams, those possibilities. That's right. When you're ready, you can come back to the room, opening up the eyes, maybe shaking out the hands a little bit. Awesome. So from our seated position, we're just going to begin to keep our body nice and still. And we're just going to begin to stretch out the neck by tilting the neck over towards that right ear. So right ear to right shoulder, taking a few breaths here. And then let the chin drop down towards your chest. You can hold still or make little micro movements side to side here. Whatever feels best to you. And taking that left ear towards the left shoulder for a breath or two here. And then chin back down to the chest, same thing, maybe little movements, maybe holding still. Slowly bringing the head back up. We'll turn our head all the way to the right. Stretching it as far as it comfortably goes. And then bring it back to the center and then all the way to the left. Coming back to the center, we're going to make little tiny circles. Obviously honor your own body, but just little tiny circles with the neck. And then reverse that direction. And then hunch your shoulders up. So making that cradle for the cervical vertebra, roll the neck gently around the back. And then roll your shoulders back and down. Nice deep breathing here. Beautiful. So we're going to cross our right arm over the left. Maybe you gaze over to the right. Say hi to your neighbor. And then release that arm. We'll switch sides. Left arm crosses over. So make sure your shoulders aren't coming forward. Your shoulders stay in the sockets. Breathe in. Good. And then we're going to take our right arm around behind. Be careful not to get your pigtail stuck. So make sure you're not pressing your ribs out. You want your whole body to stay forward. So you might be staying right here. You're pressing your head into your elbow. Or you can reach around into that cow face arm position, reaching the hands towards each other. And the hands will clasp behind you, or you'll hold a strap between the hands if you like. So just a few breaths here, really getting the shoulders to open up. So again, make sure you're not leaning forward. You want to be pressing up and back. And then I like to bring the opposite left arm around on top to release, kind of a counter pose, stretching it out. And then we'll switch sides, so the left arm will come around. One side's usually a little easier than the other, honoring where you're at. So you can remain here, or you can reach those hands around to clasp or almost clasp, or reach for the strap. Shoulders are rolling back, ribs are in, head's pressing back, or breathing. As we release, that right arm's going to come around on top, that kind of counter pose there. So for this one, we're just going to take our hands behind our back, and I'm going to reach my left hand to grab my right wrist, and I'm going to pull it around behind me, so it's off to the left side here. So my shoulders are rolling back again. I'm going to switch it out, so my right hand grabs my left wrist, and I'll pull it off to the right. Just a breath or two. I'm going to shake out my hands for a moment. So we're going to do a reverse prayer or reverse namaste. So your hands will be like this, but behind your back. So you might be able to see us in the mirror. And you just press them up as far as they go. You're going to keep your ribs in, but your shoulders rolling open. And just take a few breaths here. All right. And then once more, maybe you shake them out. Come onto all fours in our table position here. Move our cassia oil out of the way. So once more, cat-cows are great for all parts of the spine, back, neck. So you're going to exhale and round up. And inhale and arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Let's do about two more. Exhale, round up into your cat. Inhale and arch. And last one. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. We're going to come into our regular table position. We're going to do what we call thread the needle here. So honoring your body, you're going to bring your left hand to the front and center of your mat. Your knees are about that hip distance apart. We're going to inhale our right arm up towards the sky. On the exhale, we're going to thread the needle through. If it's comfortable, you'll lower all the way down to your right side of your face and shoulder. You can extend that left arm out in front of you. So you might be holding here. If you feel that you need a little bit more, you can take your left arm up. You can thread it around and open the shoulder. You can also tuck that left toe behind you and press forward. I'm just holding and breathing here. Some people will balance this too, but for our intents and purposes today, we're focusing more on the shoulder, neck. So nice deep breathing, honoring where you're at. you have that left knee off the mat, you'll lower it down. Your left arm is going to come back down to the mat. And you're going to lift that right arm back up to counter pose it out before setting your right hand down in the middle of the mat to switch sides. So then we'll inhale the left up. On the exhale, thread it through. You're coming down. Maybe you're extending that right arm straight out in front. Maybe it circles around and opens you up. If you like, you can tuck your right toes and press forward to really get into the neck. Breathing here. And if your right knee is off the mat, you'll lower it down. You'll bring that right hand back down. Slide it back to the center as you inhale. Left arm all the way back up. And we're going to set our hands down. We're going to lower our chin, our chest, come all the way down onto our belly. So this is kind of a yin move. I like to call it happy shoulders. We're going to thread our right arm underneath, the left on top. Just going to sink down in the middle and take 3 deep breaths. If you have a sore shoulder, that arm will go out in front of you. You don't want to be in any pain. So as you're breathing here, you're going to feel your belly inflate into the mat. And one more. And then we'll gently switch the arm that's in front or on top and sink down again in the middle. And then gently unwind the arms. We're going to interlace our hands behind us. Roll the shoulders back, press your feet down into the mat, and just lift up. We'll hold for a breath or two here. Gently lower down. We're going to bring our hands, let's do out to the side for today. So you're going to spider up your fingertips and your elbows will be stacked on top. For this one, you can take your feet a little wider apart. We're going to do some rolling cobras. So you're going to inhale up, and then exhale down. Do about 4 more. Maybe as you exhale out, you sigh it out. Feels good. And 2 more. Bring your feet back to that hip distance apart. And we're going to come into a Sphinx pose here. So our elbows and our wrists are aligned. So we're just going to take a few breaths here. Opening up, rolling the shoulders back and down, stretching the neck. Maybe you lift your head a little bit. And then tuck the chin. And then inhale, lengthen the neck. And exhale, tuck the chin. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck the chin. Come to your regular spine. We're going to come up onto our knees, keeping our hands in alignment. So we're moving towards or into dolphin pose here. So tucking your toes, shoulders engaged for this one. We're going to look in between the hands. You can walk those feet into wherever they're comfortable and just breathe. Relax your neck, but look a little forward. Maybe you walk the dolphin here if that feels good to you. About 5 breaths holding here, shoulders really working. After your 5th exhale, gently lower your knees. You can part them into wide-legged as you stretch back into a wide-legged extended child. Stretch the arms out way in front of you. Spider up your fingers. Rock your forehead side to side. Massaging that inner eye. Stretching the back of the neck here. Flatten the palms. We're going to thread that right shoulder underneath 1 more time and just take 2 breaths here. bring it out and thread the left through for 2. And then slowly coming back up to table. So we're gonna move into heart melting. Some people call it puppy Anahatasana. If it's not comfortable for you, you can always go to child's. I'm gonna turn sideways just to demonstrate for a moment. So when we do our heart melting, we want our butt to stay over the knees instead of sinking back. So that's the goal there. Of course, if child's is gonna be more permissible for you, then feel free to do that one. So if your chin comfortably comes to the mat, you can do that, otherwise forehead. We'll do about 5 breaths here. And then after your 5th breath, slowly return to your table position. From table, we're going to tuck our toes and press back into that downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. You can walk out your dog here. So shoulders are working, neck is relaxed, your head is hanging loose in the lap. You can nod it yes, shake it no. A few breaths here. Gently gaze towards your hands. We're going to tippy toe our feet in. We're going to be hip distance or even a little further apart. Nice soft knees. We're just going to ragdoll side to side here. So again, that's releasing the tension from the neck and the shoulders. If you're more comfortable with your hands on the mat, feel free. Just pausing for a few breaths here. So an additional hand position that we can use in this ragdoll is Yoga Mudra by interlacing your hands and stretching them forward. So seeing if that feels good to you or if you'd rather just dangle. And then gently release the hands down to the mat. So we're going to bring the left hand to the center. You can soften your left knee a little bit, and we're going to stretch that right arm up and take a breath or 2 here. Next, exhale, right hand return, center of the mat. Soften the right knee, inhale the left up, breathe. And then next exhale, return it down. We're gently going to round our way all the way up and roll the shoulders back and down a few times. We're going to bring our hands up over our head. I like to interlace. I like to come to Kali Mudra where my right thumb is on top and index fingers are together. So your feet can be touching or a little bit of distance. Touching for me is comfortable for this one. We're just going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, lean right. So you can look down if that's more comfortable for your neck, or perhaps you look down and then look up just to stretch it out. Maybe 1 or 2 times. And then we'll inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. You can look down. See if it's comfortable to look up. If so, then look down again and look up again. And then inhale all the way back up. Let your arms circle around and shake them out. We're going to step our left foot back to the back of your mat. We're going to come into our warrior 2 with right foot front. So I'm 7 weeks out of total hip replacement on this side. So Amy's going to have better alignment, proper alignment I should say, on this side. You want your right heel to be in alignment with the arch of your left foot. And this right knee needs to be going back. So you're tucking your pelvis. If it's comfortable, you'll get to a full 90-degree angle. Not there yet. Arches of the feet are lifting. You're gazing over your front middle finger and just breathing. On the next inhale, we'll reverse our warrior. Power push that right leg straight. And then bring it back up. Palms are going to face forward. I'm actually going to bring a block out to do, we're moving into triangle, but I need a little bit more support yet with this hip. So you're going to inhale and reach all the way to the right, tuck the pelvis under, and then windmill to where you're comfortable in your triangle. So the first one we'll hold for a breath or two, and then we'll flow gently a couple times. So coming back to your warrior two, and then into your triangle. Oops, timber, she said. Back to warrior two, and then into triangle. Two more. Back to your warrior two, and triangle. Last one, right? Warrior two. I lost track. And triangle. So we'll come back up to our warrior two. We're going to power push that leg straight. We're going to turn our feet to face the front. And we're going to bend our elbows. So it's kind of like a 5-pointed star, only we're going to have our elbows bent. So we have cactus arms for our shoulders. And then we're going to bring them palms back and palms up. So shoulder isolation here. 2. It's harder than it looks. 3. 4. 5. Now if you want to take that reverse namaste, you can see where it's at here. And we're going to soften our knees as we fold forward into our wide-legged, our Prasarita. So you can have that reverse namaste, or you can return to yoga mudra, interlacing the palms and bringing them forward over the shoulders. Taking 3 breaths here. So your weight's going to be moving into the balls of the feet, the toes of the feet, so you're not leaning back into the heels here. And then release whatever hand position you have. Make sure you soften the knees to come up. You can round it up. You can roll those shoulders back to release them. We're going to turn the left foot out, so we'll be facing away from you on this side. Coming into warrior two on the opposite side. So again, we'll hold for a few breaths here. Arches the feet are lifted, gazing over that left middle finger. Next inhale, reverse the warrior. Power push that left leg straight. Come on up, palms face forward. Reach all the way to the left on your inhale, and then exhale into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Breathe in here. And then inhale to your warrior two. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle, nice and slow. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle. And last one. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle. Return to warrior two. Turn the toes forward. Soften your knees. We'll have those shoulder exercises again. So down and up, isolating 2 and 3, 4, 5. Shake them out. We're going to step to the front of the mat here. You need to shake out your legs a little bit. That's fine. We'll be moving into our eagle pose. So we'll cross our right ankle over top. We'll start with a kickstand eagle to make it easy. You want to align your joints so your knees are going to be close together. Elbows, knees. So if your right knee is on top, your left arm goes on top. If it's not comfortable, come into full eagles. Your arms will be here. Otherwise, you're crossing the arms. Shoulders engage. You're going to sink down. So belly button, shoulders, wrists. You can tuck the back foot. 5 breaths in eagle. If you have your foot tucked, bring it to kickstand for a moment. We're going to lift those elbows up, really stretching out the shoulders and breathing here. And now gently, just little circles with the elbows, stretching it out. And then reverse that direction. And then bring those arms up as high as they go. On your exhale, if you like, you can fold it forward. That's optional, of course. And then release the arms and gently come up. Feet next to each other, shake them out if you like. And we'll switch to the opposite side. So that left kickstand first. Bending the knees, drawing the core in. Left leg's on top, right arm's on top. Remember, you can just cross the arms here. Your gaze is going to be soft in at where the hands join. Aligning all of your joints. Maybe you're tucking that back foot for 5 breaths. And then back to kickstand. If you're not there, we're going to lift up and breathe into it. And then little circles with the elbows. And then circle opposite. Just little gentle ones. And then lift up as high as they go. On the exhale, if you like, fold it forward. Release the hands, round your way up. Shake it out. So we're going to come back down to the mat. We're coming into yogic squat or malasana. I'm going to use the supported way of doing it. So you can do your full malasana. If you need a little support, my hip is still little. You're going to be pressing out with the elbows and the knees, taking a couple breaths here. And then we're gently going to sit down. I'm going to remove my block. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to roll all the way down, and we're going to do some rolling bridges. So they'll be nice and gentle. So you want your feet to be about hip distance apart. You have a couple choices with your hands. You can have your hands flat on the mat and keep them there. Or if it's more comfortable, you can have them in that cactus. Or you can even bring your arms overhead. So we're just going to do 3 rolling gentle bridges. You're going to inhale up. Exhale down. Again, inhale it up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale up. If you want to go a little higher, go ahead. Maybe you hold the breath for a second, and then on the exhale, lower it down, pausing here. And we're going to bring our knees in a little bit just to rock up. You're going to stretch your legs out in front of you. So there's 2 different ways to do this next pose. If you're a very strong yogi, you can do a full reverse plank. That might be too strong for this practice, so you're welcome to just arch back. So you have active legs, but you're going to stretch back. So you're just breathing. You breathe 3 times here. If you're up, you're going to lower down. If you're down, you're going to lift up. Then we're to counterpose that. Of course, we're going to come into our forward fold, or Paschimottanasana. So you can bring your arms up if that's comfortable, or keep them on the mat. Coming into a forward fold. If your hands don't reach your feet, you can have them on your ankles. You want your legs to be pressing into the back of the mat, and you want a nice flat back at first, so a couple breaths in the flat back. And then exhale round and hold that for a couple breaths. And then inhale, flatten. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, round. 3 more. Inhale, flat. Exhale. Inhale, flat. Exhale, last one. Inhale, flat. Exhale. Let yourself round up. Sometimes it feels good to kind of bounce the legs out a little bit here. And so The next one we'll do is camel pose, Ustrasana. So you want to do this only to your comfort zone. So full camel is going to be kind of a back bend. Well, they're all back bends, but I'll demonstrate sideways. I said I wasn't going to turn sideways, but I am, you know me. So you can tuck your toes. That makes your heels a little bit closer to you. If you have a good back bend, then you can leave your feet flat. You're going to start though by bringing your hands to your sacrum and rolling your shoulders back. So we don't want to be torquing the spine. If it's comfortable for you, you can do a full camel by taking one arm and then the other back. Shoulders roll back, chest press forward. Your head can hang or tuck. You can also, if you're coming out, then the hands come to the sacrum. If that's not your practice, you can just do here. It's fine. Just a couple breaths. Working the shoulders. And one more wherever you are. If you're in full camel, hands come together. And then gently coming back down. So what we're going to do next is we're going to come onto our bellies to do a pretty strong kind of shoulder stretch. So we'll probably do it facing that way because then the fish is back there.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's awkward. So we're going to be kind of laying on our bellies and we're going to take our right arm off to the side. So you're going to take your left foot behind your right leg. Now only going to where it's comfortable for you, being careful of any injuries. Your left arm can go up and then it can reach back towards that right wrist. Just breathe. And then slowly coming out. And then we'll switch sides. So the left arm goes off to the side, the right foot will come behind the left, and then that right arm can thread around, reaching towards the back wrist for 3 breaths. Just being wherever, if it's more comfortable to have your hand on your head, just being comfortable but getting a stretch. Releasing out of that, and then we're going to take 2 blocks, and we're going to come into a supported fish. So I have some neck issues, so I put my block in the back on the highest level. Amy might do a lower one, it's up to Amy of course. The middle one is going to go in the center of your spine. Right kind of below the ribs a little bit. It'll be a place that's comfortable. You can adjust it, and then you'll bring that one underneath your head so you have comfort. It's going to be a restorative supported fish. So your shoulders are opening, your neck is opening. I'm just going to breathe here, about 5 deep breaths. Taking your time after your 5th deep breath, you're going to help yourself to come up to remove those blocks. And taking them out of the way. And then we're going to hug our knees into that Apanasana. So hugging your knees in as close to your chest as possible, keeping your tailbone, your shoulders, your chin tucked, everything's flat. If it feels good, you can rock side to side here. Going to massage your lower back too. Then we'll place our feet on the mat. We're going to cross the left ankle over top. Scoot the hips a little bit to the right. I'm going to use the cactus arms today, but you're welcome to adjust for spinal twist how you see fit. I'm going to gaze to the left and twist, knees over to the right. We'll take 3 breaths here. The knees will come back up. Bring the hips back to center. Uncross, cross right on top of left. Scoot the hips off to the right as we twist. Head right and knees left. Breathing 3 times here. You want your shoulders both to be on the mat or the ground. After your third one, come back to the center, uncross, center out your hips. Stretch your arms and legs as long, tall as you can. And if you like, you can hug the knees in one final time or rock them out. And then we'll be finding that Shavasana, our final resting posture. And just allowing everything else to just slip away. There's nothing left for you to do. Allowing the breath to deepen. Nowhere to go. Just be and breathe. And slowly allowing the breath to return to normal. Perhaps inviting movement back into fingers and toes. Maybe moving the head a little gently side to side. Maybe circling wrists and ankles. Perhaps you open and close the mouth, lick the lips, move the jaw. When you're ready, a big inhale, stretching those arms and legs out long and tall. On an exhale, you can hug your knees in and rock the spine one final time. When it's right for you, you'll make your way to that right fetal side position, just pausing here, enjoying the fruits of your practice. Remembering those dreams and how everything is really possible and within your grasp, especially when you're in this relaxed state. And taking as much time as you like. When it's right for you, you'll use your right elbow, left hand, upper body strength to begin to circle your way back up to that seated position. Perhaps bringing the hands to Anjali or Prayer Mudra. If you like, thumbs can come to forehead for honest thought, lips for honest speech, and heart for honest intention. And Namaste, Om Shanti, 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 peace. Thank you all so much for coming. It's been lovely to to have Amy back with us and to have all of you here. We're sorry that it didn't go live. We have an internet issue with the storms coming in, but we'll get this up to you. I'm available for private yoga, yoga therapy, Reiki trainings, aromatherapy, doTERRA oils, bowls, hypnosis, and Amy.
I do private yoga, I do tarot card readings, and I also make custom yoga videos. So if you're a busy person and you let me know what you want to work on, and I'll make you your own yoga video that you can do in the comfort of your own home.
And tarot readings.
And tarot readings.
They're the
I
bomb.
do tarot readings online too. Yep.
And she makes really yummy, healthy snacks, I must say.
Yeah.
So thank you all for being here. We'll put our information up on the link, and we hope you find something to be thankful for this Thursday. Let us know if you have any questions and if you have any topics you'd like us to cover. Namaste.
Namaste.